This event is a collaboration between Invest Hong Kong, the Singapore Chamber of Commerce in Hong Kong, as well as the Singapore Management University. Well, the Hong Kong government has annually an internship program, ASEAN internship program, to the Hong Kong Economic and Trade Officers. And each year, there are about 100-odd Hong Kong University undergraduate students coming to seek internship opportunities in ASEAN organizations. Our session today will be looking at something similar, but on a reverse basis. We are seeing how we can offer some internship opportunities for Singapore undergraduates from Singapore University, more specifically from the Singapore Management University in Hong Kong organizations for internship. So I think such an exchange of talents is something useful because it not only builds up the quality of the young talents we are talking about, but it also promotes a better appreciation and understanding among businesses, among organizations and individuals between the two economies. So I'll very soon hand over the time to Zihui and Yilu from the Singapore Management University. For those Singaporeans in our midst, I think we'll all be very familiar with SMU, but just a quick introduction of Singapore Management University. It was started in year 2000, and when it was started, it was the third public university in Singapore. Today, we have 6 public universities here, and they have more than 12,000 students across undergraduate programs, as well as postgraduate and doctorate programs. And it has 8 schools covering a range of disciplines such as law, economics, business, and accounting. I believe Zihui will share a bit more about SMU in her presentation. I will hand over the time now to her. Should there be any questions, please feel free to post at the end of it, and we'll be happy to take on any questions regarding the program. Okay, Zihui, please. Yeah.
Thank you, Melvin, for the introduction. Thank you. Okay, I think first and foremost, thank you. I would like to thank Invest Hong Kong, Melvin and team for inviting us to participate in today's info session, as well as Singapore Chamber of Commerce Hong Kong, who are with us today. Okay, I hope all of you are still feeling energized as we're going to talk on the potential talent pipeline for Hong Kong-based startups and innovation-related companies. And before we start, hope you can continue to keep your mic muted during the presentation. We'll start off with an introduction on Singapore Management University, as well as the Institute of Innovation and Entrepreneurship, before going into the Global Innovation and Immersion program. Without further ado, let me first introduce you to Singapore Management University, SMU, to those of you who are not familiar with us. Okay. Established in January 2000, SMU is the only university to date located in the city centre of Singapore's Central Business District, and it is the first publicly funded university that is privately managed in Singapore. SMU's education is known to be highly interactive, collaborative, and project-based. Like what Melvin says, SMU comprises of 8 schools and is home to over 13,000 students across undergraduate, postgraduate, professional, and postgraduate research programs. We have the School of Accountancy, Lee Kuan Yew School of Business, School of Economics, School of Computing and Information Systems, Yong Peng Hao School of Law, School of Social Science, College of Integrative Studies, as well as the College of Graduate Research Studies. Okay, being the only public university situated in the city centre of Singapore, SMU has been able to establish a tight-knitted ecosystem with its strategic location with great proximity to the city's central business district. Its location is akin to Silicon Valley's Sand Hill Road. So the Institute of Innovation and Entrepreneurship, or IE in short, is situated at the cross junction of the Victoria Street and Stamford Road. And 1 kilometer in all directions from this cross junction, you can see that the sprouting of co-working spaces around this Bras Basah Bugis area, hundreds of startups and more than US 2.7 trillion of venture capital under management operating out from this vicinity. Next, we'll look at what we do at IE. Please allow me to play a short video to introduce you to IE. Okay, hope you have enjoyed the video and can see that from this video, we can see that the IE has 3 pillars. Much like a talent factory, we actually cultivate a pipeline of innovation and entrepreneurship talents through programs such as the Global Innovation Immersion Program, which is in short GII, or the Protege Venture, as well as the 8 student clubs. We also coach startups through the Business Innovation Generator Incubation Program for students-led startups, as well as we have the incubation commercialization program for research staff-led projects. And lastly, we convene at the Greenhouse, a co-working space in the city, where we host competitions such as the PAK Challenge, VC Hours, as well as the Lee Kuan Yew Global Business Plan Competition. So if you are interested to also partner us in other programs or participate in our entrepreneurship competitions, please contact us also after this info session. Next, you'll see a short video on GII, where you can see some of our GII partners being profiled and our student interns sharing their internship experience with the SMU committee. As our GII partners, you too can also be profiled to increase your international brand awareness to the SMU committee if you partner us and hire our GII students, whether physically or remotely.
I think GII provided me with the opportunity to first do an internship in China to know more, understand more about the consumers.
我也希望呢，我们这个合作计划呢，能够为 SMU 的学生带来更多的了解中国、了解创新创业，而且能够参与到创新创业的过程中间去的机会。I would definitely recommend for my friends to join the GII program. Beyond the internship exposure, you also get exposure to a new city, a new culture. And I think it will be very beneficial for the student as well.
I think the biggest gain that I've had from this entire experience is my interpersonal skills. Because coming here, you are brand new, you have to learn how to make new friends, especially at work, outside of work. You really learn how to network with people better.
My colleague is very helpful, giving me like from PowerPoint 101 to like accounting 101 to deal flow 101.
To be able to project manage something that's really going to go out into the market. I don't know how many people can say that they have the ability to do that. That's pretty cool.
The 4 girls that have been here, they've been very open-minded. They've embraced the DNA of Pomelo fashion very, very well, and they've been part of the team. We'll be actually quite sad to see them go.
If they think they might want to do a business someday, including a startup, I think it's important because they need to see and actually feel and live and breathe, some of the ecosystems.
Okay, thank you. So you can see that the Global Innovation Immersion Program or GII in short, is a 3-month overseas summer internship program open to all full-time SMU undergraduates who are returning for at least 1 semester of study after the GII program. This program focuses on the innovation and entrepreneurship, the I&E ecosystem at high-growth companies, and it takes place from May to August every year. As the program manager for China, we have placed students in internships at companies such as NeoBay, XNote, China Accelerator, where they have gained valuable experiences and had the opportunities to immerse in cultural experiences on weekends. So for the GII program, we actually pre-screen our students who are entrepreneur and highly driven, and they have past internship experience or projects in various industries. We put our students through rigorous assessment followed by preparation 2 to 3 months before the actual internship to mitigate most issues. But should there still be issues, please rest assured that you have access to a dedicated and responsive program manager throughout the entire process. So next slide will show you a snapshot of what the GII entails. So GII provides the students with exposure at startups or innovation environment which have a global reach or regional office. So who are we looking for to be our GII partners? We are looking for startups, incubators, accelerators, VC firms, innovation centers, technoparks. So the standard internship period is 12 weeks, May to August, every year, and we start collection of JD from our partners as early as October onwards. Of course, earlier the partners can share with us their JD, the earlier they can start interviewing and shortlisting the best students for the summer internships. Our students are from 8 schools and specializes in business, accounting, economics, social science, law, marketing, computer science, and they have a reputation for value adding quickly, and our new graduates receive the highest average salaries after graduation. For internship allowances, we encourage market rate, but this is not compulsory, as GII actually provides financial support for our interns going overseas. For the scope of work, we look forward to working with our partners to provide challenging work to help our interns develop their hard and soft skills, and also opportunity for our interns to collaborate and communicate with senior colleagues and supervisors. Next slide will show some of the GII locations, which include entrepreneur hotspots across the world from East Asia, Southeast Asia, USA, Europe. For Southeast Asia, we have Jakarta, Bangkok, Ho Chi Minh City, Manila, as well KL. For China, we have Shanghai, Beijing, Hangzhou, Hong Kong, Chongqing, Shenzhen. For USA, Europe, we have San Francisco, Silicon Valley, New York, Paris. Next slide will show you since 2015, we have sent a total of 346 students to 156 companies in 21 cities. Okay, we would like now to invite you to be our GII partner, join our global partner network, and gain the connections to other strategic partners, startups, incubators, accelerators, VCs, corporates, government agencies, etc. Next slide will share some of the common job roles offered by most of our GII partners. So this range from business operations, business development and partnership, corporate innovation, data scientist, data analyst, investment analyst, market research, content editor, reporter, social media marketing, project management, finance, accounting, UI UX, software engineer, product manager, etc. So we strive to actually match our GII partners with students who have past internship experience or they have completed relevant projects in a similar industry as partner, so that there's a good job match of skill sets. Some of our students have actually been offered longer internships by our GII partners, and they have taken leave of absence for the extended internship, which extends more than 3 months. And many of them have gone on to take up full-time positions after graduation. All our students have gone through rigorous selection, as well as 2 to 3 months of preparation before embarking on internships to mitigate most of the issues. And each of the GII partner will have access to a dedicated and responsive program manager who will assist you throughout the entire process. All student interns going for summer internship will have access to GII financial support. So next slide, we can see that we have financial support in the form of grants, in the form of awards and scholarship, and which can range from 1,500 to 10,000 per award per student. And this helps to cover up to 70% of expenses in most of the cases. So you can see here the AmCham Global Innovation Immersion Award gives out 6 awards of 4,000 each year to eligible students interning with companies in the USA. We have the Andy Chua and Family China Innovation Immersion Award, which gives out 6 awards of 1,500 each to eligible students going to intern in companies in China. For the financial needy students, we have the Eddie Linji Chang Overseas Study Mission Grants, which gives out 2 awards of 2,250 to eligible students, as well as the Tolarium Global Innovation Immersion Award, which gives out 10 awards of 10,000 each for eligible students. So as well, we can see here the Global Ready Talent Program grant, which is administered by Enterprise Singapore, and this is offered to Singapore and Singapore PR students who secure remote or overseas internships in ASEAN, China, and India. If SingChem Hong Kong or Invest Hong Kong would also like to sponsor an award or scholarship for SMU students taking out internships in Hong Kong and eventually starting their full-time careers in Hong Kong, please feel free to reach out to us after the info session. So next 3 slides will show you profiles of some of the students who have interned in various GII locations and their current professions. You can see that most of them have joined the hosting company full-time after graduation, or they have gone on to set up their own startups. Next slide will show you the timeline. If you'd like to join us for GII 2023, please send us your job description for available internship positions as soon as possible this week, so that you can commence on internship and shortlisting by 20th of March. This is for the internship positions which starts in on 8th or 15th of May. So if the start of internship can be much later, like 22nd May onwards, then we can you can have a slight more flexible on the submission timeline. Please reach out to me by email, Telegram, or WeChat if you have further queries and would like to hire our summer interns for May to August 2023. Okay, thank you very much. I think, yeah, I've come to the end of the slide. Are there any questions? The slides will be shared with all attendees after the info session.
Thanks, Siwei. So if there are any questions related to what Siwei just shared, please feel free to put and post it on the Q&A panel. Yeah, and we'll be happy
I
to
see
take
one
it on.
question coming in that may I know any requirement for the monthly salary for the host company to pay for the interns? We do not have insist that it must be a certain monthly salary. Of course, we will encourage our GI partners to pay our interns market rate, but of course, it's not compulsory. So we can allow the GI partner to decide the internship stipend that they would like to provide the interns based on their own budget.
Okay, so I think there's a question on the application for the visa. So I think the question is asking who will be helping or responsible for applying for the visa for the student.
Currently, we do have students going to Hong Kong, and we have checked in with the Hong Kong Immigration Department, and they have advised us that the student and the hosting company can actually go online to fill up the applications which are found on the Hong Kong Immigration Department website, and then it can be submitted to the Singapore Visa Center, it can also be sent by registered post directly to the Hong Kong Immigration Department. So currently, our students are now submitting the application online. Downloading the online application form, and then they will be going to the Visa Center in Singapore to do the final submission. We are told that on paper, it takes up to 4 weeks to process the visa, but we have buffered extra 1 more month in case there is any incomplete documentation the first round, so that there's still time, to provide the complete documentation. How would the screening process be? Okay, maybe you can go back to the slide on the timeline. Okay, can see here that actually every year our applications for the GI program for the students starts in September. So in September and October, we actually screen our students. They basically have to do a video pitch to us and also send us their resume, and then we'll shortlist them and we'll score them based on their entrepreneurial drive and how gritty they are, and then whether how adaptable they are in terms of are they able to adapt to cultural differences? Are they fast on their feet? How's their learning ability? How adaptable are they in terms of learning new skills? At the same time, once we have gone through 2 rounds of shortlisting, those who are shortlisted the second round will then be put to attend a masterclass whereby they will have to learn how to draft the Chinese resume, and they will learn to pick up also a bit on business Chinese. And in addition to the business Chinese resume writing masterclass, before the start of the internship, we do send the students information. For those students going to China, cities in China such as Beijing, Shanghai, Chongqing, Shenzhen, basically they will have to take a course with Chinese universities 1 to 2 weeks before the start of internship. and this is for them to brush up also on their business Chinese. So before they start the internship with the company proper in the Chinese cities, they will then complete the course with the Chinese university, and then they will proceed on to start the internship proper. But for Hong Kong, because we currently do not have the same scheme for Hong Kong, those going for Hong Kong internship, but we will look to maybe have this next round for 2024, because Hong Kong is like I say, is pretty new. It's a new partner for us this time, so we also did not have time to also come up with a training course or link up with the universities in Hong Kong to do a training course for the interns. But at the same time also, during the internship, we do attach mentors to the interns, so that basically if they have faced any issues, they can also reach out to the mentors. These mentors are usually industry veterans in the city of internship. For example, if the interns are interning in Hong Kong, we will look for a mentor that is based in Hong Kong. Of course, we welcome Singchem Hong Kong and InvestHK Hong Kong to recommend if you have any industry veterans who are open to be mentors to our students, please also share with us their contact. We will liaise with them after the info session too.
So where there's a question with regards to the host organization. Is it just specifically targeted at startup firms or innovation organizations, or is it open to companies in the banking sector too?
We do have for China, we do not have banks, but I think in some of our Southeast Asia GII partners, we do have bank, whereby the bank actually set up an innovation hub or innovation center. So our interns are actually doing some digital transformation work or tech-related job roles at the bank, at the innovation center that's under the bank. So we are open to that as well, as long as the job role is related to innovation and entrepreneurship as well. So that's why in the earlier slide we mentioned that we are looking for partners who are also innovation centers, innovation hubs, or they provide innovation related kind of job roles. So they can be a large corporation, but if they have innovation hub or centers, we also open to that as well.
Okay, there is a question with regards to the allowance for the interns. I think as Sui mentioned, SMU has no requirement on the allowance, but it's recommended. And I think the question was, what is deemed as recommended? I think perhaps one way to use it as a guide is perhaps the minimum wage rate in Hong Kong. That could probably serve as a reference, which is currently at 37.50 per hour in Hong Kong, but there is likelihood that it will be raised up to $40 per hour in May onwards. So perhaps that could serve as a reference. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, and I think there's also another question, Su Hui. Will there be assistance from program administrator to help the intern find accommodation, or is this the host company's obligation? Yeah.
We will encourage our students to find accommodations, because they're supposed to be entrepreneurs, so they must learn how to find resources. But at the same time, we will also welcome very much the hosting companies to share with us any contacts for accommodations, or any if they say they also have they know of any accommodations near the workplace available, they also can share with us the information. Right now, for our interns also interning in China, we have shared with them some apps, and they will do the sourcing for the accommodations themselves.
Okay, I think there's a question with regards to grants. I think the inquirer has a Singapore company who may be eligible for grants.
Yes.
Will they have to go through SMU to seek the grant application for the overseas stipend? Yeah.
Are you referring to the company is based in Singapore and
Yes,
they
they
have
have a
office
HQ in
Hong Kong.
Singapore. Yeah.
So they are hiring for the Singapore office or hiring for the Hong Kong office?
No, I think it's the internship is from the Hong Kong office, but they have a Singapore HQ.
I see.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. There is just now you saw earlier back on the slide on the global GLTP program. Okay, you can see that actually for students there is a grant that's administered by the Enterprise Singapore. At the same time, the same grant that is a company version, the Global Ready Talent Program, there is the same the business version of this grant as well. So for companies which are based in Singapore, but they have Hong Kong office, they can also tap on the GLTP talent GLTP program grant to reimburse up to 70% on the internship allowance. But that is only applicable if the Singapore based, if this company is a startup. I'll share the information with you more so through the link as well. That one from what I know is the company will have to apply directly. I think there's an online application at the ESG website. So SMU only administer the grant for the students.
So on this would I believe the company will have to deal direct with Enterprise SG, right?
Yes, Enterprise
SG. SMU will not be involved in this process.
Because it will involve certain confidential information from the company. And I think one of the qualifying criteria is that the internship stipend for the student has to be minimum HDB 1,000, and on which they will be able to get reimbursement of up to 70% of the qualified cost.
Okay. Are there any more questions? Yeah.
Any other questions?
I don't see any more questions so far. Perhaps, if not, then perhaps you can just go to the last slide again and just show the contact for Zihui and team. If there are any, okay. There's a question, if the interns perform well, how can they hire them as full-time employees after the internship program?
You can see also in the previous GI program, most of the interns have either stayed on for full-time position with the hosting companies, or they have gone on to do their own startup. So what happens is that after the program, the company can liaise directly with the interns and the students to either extend a full-time position directly to the students, and they also give us updated that you have hired our students on a full-time basis. Or you can also reach out to us if let's say you would like to offer any full-time positions as well. So there's two options that you can go through. You can either go direct to the students, or you can also go through us.
And is there a limit on the number of interns a company can take in?
Currently, we do not set the limit, but preferably is same department. I think we try to not to have more than too many. I think too many will be not too good. So if you can spread out the interns in various departments and job roles, so that they have a maximum opportunity to learn from the different job skills across the different functions of a company. Will the interns have academic obligation during a time with us? No. We are going for this summer internship because the students will have finished their exams and course during this period of time from May to August, and they will be coming back to Singapore to start their new term, which is usually around mid-August. We have start of a new term, so there is won't be course or exams during the internship period. Any
I
questions
think
that
there's a
I've
question about the follow-up process. If they are keen, how do they go about applying?
okay.
Then,
First and foremost is that I think I will share with you I share Invest Hong Kong and also Xincham Hong Kong the slides. My contact is there. At the same time, I will also share the JD template which you can fill in and send it back to us so that we can post it to the students to invite their applications. And once I have the applications, I will then be able to send you the resumes, and you can start reaching out directly to the students by email, by WeChat or WhatsApp and then we do keep us in the loop as well so that we can track the progress. I have a question on salary benchmark for China. It's quite variable depending on the job roles. I think the software and certain roles like software engineer, UI, UX, product managers tend to be on the high side. Then the rest of the salary, we do have a good range. It can range from renminbi 100, 150 to 300. It depends on the company scope of work as well, the job role, as well as the budget of the company.
Squid 100 is what in what
RMB or RMB
per day, right?
Yeah, per day. We do have that, but of course we have as low as $50. So it's a big range. I hope I've answered most of the questions. Any further questions you would like to ask?
So I think there's a clarification to your earlier question, the earlier point about the salary benchmark for China. You're asking whether is it RMB 100 to 300 per day or per hour?
Yes.
Per day, right? You mentioned.
Per day, not hour.
Yeah.
Not hour.
Yeah.
Of course, that some will give a monthly salary. Well, it's really up to the company. And so it's a big range. It can range from 2,000 to 6,000 to 8,000. So it's a huge range depending on the job role and also the budget as well. And also complexity of the job role, because some of the job roles can be quite complex, although it might be a simple BD or a business development or partnership role. Any other questions that I have missed out?
I think that's all the questions so far, unless there's some last minute queries coming in, which I don't see any. So otherwise, I think perhaps what's great is that if there are any interested companies wanting to be involved in this program to host some interns for SMU undergraduates, please feel free to contact Sue Hui of SMU directly. Her contact details are on this page. I think as Sue Hui mentioned, we can send the slides out to all the interested participants and all the participants. And should you wish to get in touch with Sue Hui, just drop her an email. Okay. Sue Hui, any last note on that?
No, we welcome everybody to be our partners. If you are coming to Singapore or for events to host in Singapore, please reach out to me also. We can also assist you if let's say you need help, because we do have students. For example, one of my GII partners just came over to do a demo day, investor day in Singapore, and they need help with last minute help, and we are able to tap on our pool of students to do some to help out at the events at the investor day as well as the demo day. And subsequently, the students have such the partners have such a good experience. They subsequently shortlisted all the students who are involved on the both days. So actually, it's a good learning experience for our interns as well when our partners have events in Singapore. So
Okay.
welcome you to come to Singapore as well, run your events here. And
Okay. With that, we will come to the end of the session. Thank you very much, everyone, for spending time with us. Thank you also to the Singapore Chamber of Commerce in Hong Kong and to SMU for partnering us for this event. So we look forward to some opportunities to some of the SMU undergraduates in the coming year. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great evening ahead.
Thank you very much, everyone.